welcome back to Harman Art TV, coming at you live from Curiosity Gallery. So welcome. In this video I would like to talk about how lockdown during the coronavirus pandemic from 2020 in the UK influenced my artworks and the creation of new artworks. Anyway, let's get to it. Yeah, so firstly, what did this time do to me as a person? You know, I'm sure as many of you guys that this pandemic affected not just me, but lots of other people, sadly. And, you know, it's been a pretty horrific year from 2020, and till this day, you know, things are still very uncertain. What has this time done for me as a person? You know, how has it made, you know, what kind of feelings and emotions has it kind of brought up to the surface? Yeah, so I think firstly, you know, the situation just challenged, you know, it really challenged my emotions, and it made me, you know, it kind of brought on feelings of kind of anxiety, sadness, you know, and that kind of, you know, and worrying about the future, you know, being angry, but also made me kind of reevaluate myself and, you know, just reevaluate the kind of the world around me. And it also gave me a lot of self-doubt, you know. You know, I realised looking back from 2020, you know, I experienced a lot of self-doubt because I was just in kind of panic mode and trying to figure out, you know, what to do, and you know, my mind was just racing along and thinking, oh, I've got to do this and then I've got to do that, and then I would feel overwhelmed. And till this day, I still kind of have those kind of feelings, and who knows, maybe you also have similar feelings as well from this experience. Because yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster ride. It hasn't been pleasant, you know. It's been really challenging, and you know, and I think it's challenging probably for everyone, you know. This is what this pandemic, you know, has kind of done to me as a person, and you know, I think what it's really done is just shaken up my emotions. Yeah, maybe kind of reevaluate things and reevaluate the direction I'm heading in life, and reevaluate the kind of the world I'm living in, and you know, why it is the way it is, and you know, what is really kind of what is going on, and trying to make sense of it all. You know, you could probably relate to that as well. You might have the same similar experience. You know, so why did I still create art during this time? You know, I could have just packed it in and just said, you know, I give up. You know, this is really hard. I mean, why bother doing this? And it's really strange because till this day I kind of think, you know, does society really need art? You know, do people out there in the world, do they need art in their lives? So, you know, because I think that's what this pandemic is just brought about that need to just be in survival mode, and art really isn't a necessity of survival. You know, if you think of survival, think of things like food, shelter, electricity, those kind of basic necessities, but you wouldn't think of art, you know, for that reason. I mean, I could have just stopped, but I wanted to continue. I wanted to use this time to create artworks, to respond to this moment in history. Yeah, and I wanted to use this time just to really create artworks to capture this memory in time, and also this you know, during this time from 2020, from March 2020, when it all kind of got serious, was when from there I started thinking a lot more about belief. And that time was just a way for me just to express and release some of these feelings, some of these emotions, and also just to keep my head down and focused, and to not give in to giving up and just calling it quits and saying, you know what, society, the world does not need this. Because deep down inside I was thinking, well, but I still need it. Yeah, so these are some of the artwork. Well, yeah, these are some of the artworks that I've created during lockdown from 2020 till now. So I think during this time I was thinking a lot about belief, because I could also, you know, because sadly, you know, lots of people passed on, and I could also relate to myself, you know, thinking of a time when my family members passed away, and that really got me thinking about belief and what happens when we die, and so I was kind of infusing these kind of ideas into these artworks. So that's why you can see a lot of kind of space that pulls your eye into the space. So it's a way of just kind of relating to this experience of being in lockdown, relating to the stuff that's going on in the world. And also, like for example, these hands, I drew my own hands. Yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of, I drew my hand, and it was a way just to, because during that time I was feeling isolated, I was feeling really upset, and I was just feeling kind of lost, and almost that sense of like hopelessness, just feeling like there is no hope. But I don't know, I remember the sky on that day was really sunny, and I remember just putting my hand up to the sky and thinking as though I'm kind of in that moment connecting with my feelings at that time, and then connecting to the experience of being in that moment, an experience of just kind of almost like being alive. But again, there's this kind of space, reaching out into this space, like it's kind of crossing over into another space. So that's why there's a lot of space in my work. These sculptures were created this year, 2021, more recently, and I was thinking about creating forms like they're kind of shifting through time and space, and kind of capturing a memory of that, the process. Yeah, so I just created these in a spontaneous way, and I think just out of the need to create really during this time. So I think this time also got me thinking of, you know, just challenging myself and trying something new. So that's why I created these forms, just to create a kind of transition and try a new process compared to my previous pieces, which are very kind of precise. And then finally, just to wrap this up, because otherwise I'll just talk for ages and the video will drag on. This one was just to respond to, this one was created in 2020, and it was just to respond to, there's all the chaos happening, like civil unrest and political issues and stuff like that. So so I created this one as well to respond to that moment in time. It was really just responding to the chaos that was happening in 2020. What have I learned from this experience? I think from this experience I realised that life is fragile, and some things are just outside of my control. And also this time just made me realize that I need to keep learning, whether that's new skills, and I just keep learning about the world around me, so that I can find new ways to change and adapt to the new situation, and also realize that, you know, I must be the creator of my own reality. That's a wrap for this video, for, you know, how this lockdown during the coronavirus pandemic from 2020 till now in the UK influenced my art, and just talking about all these artworks on display that was created during this time. So I hope it's given you some insight into, you know, the kind of works that I created during this time and why I created it. A lot of it, there's only so much I can put in the video, otherwise the video would run on for about 30 minutes, so we don't want that. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like the video, feel free to like it, and maybe leave a comment if you have a comment about, you know, I mean, how has this pandemic affected you? You know, can you relate to any of this in any way? It'd be interesting to know your thoughts, how it has kind of shaped you as a person during this time as well. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel Harman Art TV to be notified about future videos. And also you're welcome to support me on Patreon if you like the content that I'm putting out there. There's lots of benefits you can get, like exclusive content, merchandise, cards, so all sent to you anywhere in the world. So feel free to check that out, and I'll put a link in the description. And I think that's everything I want to say. Pretty deep stuff. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.